Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, a lot of you, maybe not a lot of you, a few of you may know what game I'm playing today. For those who don't know, I am playing Battlefield 3, and I've recently purchased this game and saw that it looked pretty good and it exceeded my expectations. This game is 11 years old, and as you can see, it doesn't look 11 years old. I mean, okay, the graphics aren't as like freaking Battlefield 5 or 2042 and stuff like that. The graphics aren't as good as that, but they are pretty insane. They're pretty good. You can see all the texturing on the floor, the gun, stuff like that. They are good for a game that's 11 years old, and just yeah, it's pretty mind blowing. This game is actually amazing. It's one of those games. It's old, but it's still amazing, and like the destruction physics as well. I mean, for a game that is 11 years old, it's just the small things you realise. But I mean, look at this. If you shoot that pillar, it'll break. See? It'll slowly break. Okay, and it's just such a simple thing, but it's just, if you think about it, it's just a lot of people won't recognise it and just won't realise that it's there. But for a game that's 11 years old, 2022, this was released in 2011, and 11 years old may not sound old, but for a game that is pretty mind-blowing, especially for a game on this level of sort of enjoyability. And unfortunately, this isn't the server, just like the game I first played. The first game of Battlefield 3 was absolutely mind-blowing. I played it and I had so much fun, possibly the most fun I've ever had in a multiplayer game. It was just constant warfare, constantly being pressed for this objective, coming from all doors and exits. Now this game, the match is alright, it's pretty much like it, but that first game was absolutely mind-blowing. And yeah, and also this game carries its like amazingness into its solo and campaign modes, which Battlefield 2042 doesn't actually have. And it's just the graphics, that they're good on multiplayer. I mean, for the age, this is outstanding, and this is just incredible. And they're good, but they're like in the solo mode, the graphics are even better than this. I mean, even better. They are of a game that you would think is 3 years old, possibly, and it's just it's mind blowing. And this game is probably worth it still in 2022. It's a game that the servers are almost full, like not all of them, but there is 8 or 9 running servers that all have pretty much full players, and it's just I'll tell you the guys of server list. And I mean, obviously 8 or 9 servers compared to 2042, or well, not 2042 is not a good example. Compared to say Battlefield 5, the servers are not as good, but just it's enough to sort of play the game, and it's enough to get into a server, and it's enough to have fun, and it's enough for a proper Battlefield experience. All out warfare, full on head on head, just full on big large scale warfare in a game, and it just plays that so well in my mind. Damn it, I can't get any kills. This is so annoying. I'm normally promise 15 kills a game, but I have a curse on me, where I literally cannot get any kills. I mean, I was getting kills. I recorded earlier, but if for some reason the mic wasn't on, so yeah, it was a bit annoying. I did get quite a bit of kills, but yeah. So now I'm having to. I mean, just look at that destruction. It's actually pretty cool. So now I'm playing again and I haven't got any kills, which is strange because normally I promise get more kills. But yeah, the server list, they're not as full as say servers now, but they are still enough to enjoy this game. And to be honest, 2022, I say this game is still worth it. Still worth it. If you're like sort of just a bit tired of playing Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 20 and Battlefield 5, I mean, and because you kind of could just, they're a good game, you just kind of completed all of the stuff in it, then this probably, and you're still sick of 2042, because honestly that's just Battlefield's big letdown, it's big sort of mess up. And if you don't want to play that, this game honestly might be it for you. Now there's Battlefield 4 as well. That's very similar to this game, although it's set in the future. Well, not in the future. Very. I mean, 20 years in the future. What is it, like 2042 basically age? But this is set in 2004, and so that was quite contemporary for the age, because this game's from 2011, remember? And so I mean, 2004 was only 7 years before, and it was the Iraq Wars. And then they added a bit of sort of Russian, because the Americans hate the Russians so much, and they need to include the Russian. They need to include the rushing annoyance. They hate the Russians so much. Damn! But yeah, as you can see, the physics aren't good. I just ducked behind a wall and he was still able to kill me. And there's a bit of delay, but I mean, it's expected. And the graphics, like, it's dated. It's dated. It's not a game that is sort of, I mean, up to the standards of most people's like expectations for a game in 2022. But just bear in mind, this game is literally 11 years old, and it's worth it. It's a good game, and it has a very story-driven solo campaign. And I purchased this game wanting to play an old Battlefield. Didn't really want to play a bit of Battlefield 5. Felt like something different for once, and so I went and bought this game, and it exceeded expectations. It totally exceeded them. I was expecting a game that was retro classic, sort of for its age, and no, I didn't. That's not what came out, and that was a good thing, because this game is absolutely outstanding. Bloody hell, there's like 20 of them. Oh, okay, that's a teammate. There's so many bodies here, and you can see like the blood carries on it, and it's so gruesome. And I think I already said this, but I played the most realistic and probably the most enjoyable game of anything I've ever played. Not just Battlefield, not just Fortnite, not just any of that. It was the most funnest isn't a word, but the most immersive game of Battlefield in any game, and the most enjoyable of any game I've ever played in my life. It was constant all-out warfare. We were being suppressed for this one objective, and it's on one of the most, like, this is probably my favourite map on Battlefield 3, because it has 3 objectives. You fight for the middle objective, trying to push maybe over to the other objectives, and yeah. And that's quite effective, and it's just all-out warfare. You've got quite a concentrated space, so it means a lot of people are near you, so it's constant suppression in this game. And I did have one issue trying to get in servers. So there's something called Punkbuster. It's an anti-cheat system, and the problem is most people won't have it, because it's for older. It's for these older games. It's nobody really has it on their devices, and it's really built for Windows 7, so it isn't optimized for Windows 11. And I haven't installed it, so I had to install it, and it took 10 minutes and stuff. And it was worth it, because this game is still so fun. What astounds me is how realistic it is as well. I mean, just it's just mind blowing. I've say this phrase probably billions of times now in this one video, but it's because it's the truth, and it's the honest truth. It's not some sort of biased like thing just because I'm a Battlefield gamer. It's an honest opinion, and it's an honest, like, it's the truth. So many people say this is literally kind of the peak of Battlefield 3 and 4, and this was just after Battlefield Bad Company and stuff like that. That was the peak of pretty much the whole game, all games, as we say. Literally, it was probably that age. The graphics weren't as good, but did that mean anything? I mean, it's still such an enjoyable game, and there was so much fun, and the community was really nice, and Battlefield still has that. Battlefield still has that. And Battlefield's still such an enjoyable game. That's why I play it, because the community is nice and it's not too like hard to play. I mean, it's hard to play, but it's not as like sort of sweaty and try hard as games like Warzone and like Fortnite and stuff. So I kind of finished Fortnite. Just not really my thing anymore. It's not enjoyable for me anymore. I don't know why. Yeah. And this game it's so good if you just don't want to play Battlefield 2042, and that's totally understandable, because 2042 is not the most desirable of Battlefield games. I wonder if I'm going to get revived. I don't know why I'm getting so many heal points. This is very strange. Yeah, and honestly, if I was recommending a nice game, Battlefield game, if you wanted to play more Battlefield, then I would really recommend this, because it's just a good game even in 2022. And games, just because they're old doesn't mean you could frick. Okay, that's a bit annoying, I have to admit. You have to jump up when you get revived instead of just being up straight away, and so it means you just get shot as soon as you revive. But yeah, so guys, this might end the video for today. Remember to like and subscribe. It's a shame I can't show you the server list, because that was something I wanted to look at when I was trying to buy this game. But honestly, you can get into a server easily. Don't know what it's like on console, but I know for PC you can get in a server quite easily. Quite nice, and yeah, it's a game I'd recommend in 2022, and a lot of people should be playing it still. And a lot of people do. I think maybe 2,000 people are still playing this game, and it's not a lot, but it's enough to play the game with have fun with lots of other people in a large battlefield, which Battlefield should be. It's supposed to be a game that's sort of driven by sort of a storyline, and it's a large scale warfare with constant realism, but not realism that's unenjoyable, because there's there's a perfect sequence between total silliness, like some Call of Duty, let's say Warzone or Vanguard and stuff like that, but also realism, just a fun way of doing it, so not too over the top and not too sort of difficult and stuff like that, not like Escape from Tarkov and Squad and stuff like that can be quite hardcore. And if you want to just follow memes and do glitches and have fun it's a bit difficult, because your teammates depend on you in the mic, just hello, and yeah. But yeah, honestly, this game is still really good. Honestly, you should get it. It's such a good game, and it just follows Battlefield's basics just so well. And if it has such a good solo as well. If you're kind of that person who really likes the solo and stuff like that, and that's why you don't really like 2042, but you need a new game instead of constantly playing Battlefield 5, then this game is definitely for you. Yeah, maybe pretty much one of the best solos in Battlefield I've ever played. Solos in the world, maybe not obviously not the best, because there are games that are made only for solo, say Zelda and stuff like that. But yeah, it has a great storyline, great fun, get it. So yeah, guys, remember to like and subscribe, check out my other videos, and goodbye.